Good evening, everyone. Again, let us continue the definition of probabilities and normal distribution. Last, we discussed about the empirical rule, right? The empirical rule, which is that said that normal curve is a symmetrical bell shape. As you can see here, this is a bell shape. And then, the end tails here are continuous and asymptotic, which means get closer and closer, getting closer and closer. Okay, and then after that, the mean and the median and the mode are equal here. The mean, the median, and the mode are equal. The mean and the median and the mode is equal. Okay, so muna na siya. Excuse me for a while. I just want to adjust my. Okay, so it's okay na siya. Okay, and then it said that, so as you can see here, 34, 34, 13, 13, 2, 2, 1, and 1. It means that approximately 68% here data falls within one standard deviation here. As you can see, one standard deviation of the mean. And here, approximately 95%, including here until here, that 95% of the data falls within two standard deviation of the mean. And approximately here until here is that 97.7% of the data falls within the three standard deviation of the mean. Visual presentation, when plotted on a normal distribution curve, the empirical rule, this is the empirical rule, which is 68%. Oops, what happened? So 68% and 95% and 99.7% means that is the empirical rule. Okay? And when plotted on a normal distribution curve, the empirical rule can be visualized as follows. So as you can see here, within one standard deviation, the data covers 31.1% on each side of the mean, totaling totaling 68%. Okay? Sorry for my pronunciation. Then within two standard deviation, the data covers about 13.6 in each side of the mean, and 34 plus 13.6% plus 13.6%, totaling 95%. This is the two standard deviation kanitanan. And within the three standard deviation, 31.1% plus 31 plus 13.6% plus 13.6% plus 2.1 plus 2.1%, approximately 99.7%. So that is called the empirical rule. The empirical rule is often applied when dealing with data sets that are approximately normally distributed. Again, normally distributed, it provides a quick way to estimate the proportion of data within a certain ranges without performing detailed calculations. So the empirical rules assume that the data follows a normal distribution. While many real-world phenomena exhibit approximately normal distribution, it's important to note that this rule is approximation. Okay? So in quality, so that's it, no? In quality control and process management, the empirical rule is used set of control and limits. For example, in manufacturing process, about 99.7% of the product should fall within 3 standard deviation of the mean if the process is in controlled. Okay? In education and data interpretation, the empirical rule is often introduced in introductory statistics course as a way to understand the distribution of data and to interpret standard deviation in the context of normal distribution. Okay? Here, sa libro, ginaingon niya dire, according to Harvey Berman, 2019, the normal distribution is continuous probability distribution, as you can see here. This has several implications for probability. The probability that as a normal random variable, x equal any a particular value is 0. The probability that x is greater than a is equal the area under the normal curve bounded by a and plus infinity as indicated by the non-shaded area in the figure below. The probability that x is less than a equal the area under the normal curve bounded by a and minus infinity as indicated by the shaded area in the figure below. So as you can see sa page 89, no? Dito nyo makita ang graph niya. Okay? So, kabalo na tadaan what is probability, right? Mga properties of probability, what is probability, no? So, sa probability again is a measure of likelihood, right? So, and then sa probability po na is sample space. The sample space is the set of all possible outcomes of the random experiment. For example, when rolling a six-sided die, the sample space is, di ba sa die is nga na siya 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ang tawag ng 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mo ang mga sample space sa probability. Okay? Then napoy event, ginatawag, an event is a subset of the sample space representing a specific outcomes or a set of outcomes. Events can be simple, a single outcomes, or compound combination of outcomes. So, event is pag roll nimo sa die and gawas ang 4, ang tawag ana is ang event ang tawag ana or the outcomes. Okay? Probability of an event, the probability of an event A denoted by PA is a number between 0 and 1 that represent the likelihood of an event A occur. The sum of the probabilities over all possible events in the sample space is equal to 1. Okay? And then, the probability rules is that probability satisfies a certain rules including first is which the probability of any events A is between 0 or 1. Nga radyo na dira, pwede siya 0.8, 0.7, 0.22. So, bawal dyan na siya maging 1.2, 1.3, no. Which is, nga radyo na siya sa 0 to 1. Okay? And, the second rules of the probability is that P of x is equal to 1. The probability of the entire sample space is 1. Again, example sa dice, na naatay isa ka die, and then Wala namatay ha, ayaw ng die na namatay. Die as in katuganing dulaan, tong ikuan nimo na ay numbering na 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the probability of the entire, we know that this is the entire, di ba? This is the sample space, no? So the probability of the entire sample space is 1. Okay? And then, naput tayo, third rule is that um, 1 minus p sub a, the probability of the complements of event a, not a, is minus 1, the probability of a. So, masabtan na rin muna kung mag-discuss ta og probability. Okay? So, dagang kayo na sa mutually inclusive, independent. Okay? So for that, boss, okay, let's go to the how to compute the how can we use the standard normal distribution in solving the problem on probability. Okay, ano? Na-discuss na natin ng probability. Okay. Dere, nakita ninyo, given a normal distribution with a mean of 50 and a standard deviation of 10, find the probability that x assume a value between 45 and 62. Okay, again, the find probability that x assume a value between 45 and 62. Okay, how to solve this? The first step is that based on the books, so use the formula which is z is equal to x minus the mean divided by the standard deviation, right? So based on that, as you can see that we have the 2x, okay, or the 2 value of x. So we have the x sub 1, which is our x is 45, minus the mean, which is 50, and divided by the standard deviation, which is 10. And also we have the z2, we have the 62 minus 50 divided by 10. So use your calculator to solve this. Okay, 45 minus 50, which is negative 5, and divided by 10, which is the answer is negative 0.5. Okay, here in the z sub 2, 62 minus 50, which is 12, and divided by 10, therefore the answer is positive 1.2. Okay, after that, we already have the negative 0.5. So from, again, please be listen. Excuse me for that. Giubo na jud ko. So from the z table, so usa pasabot aning z table mo ni siya. Okay? Mo ni ang z table. Okay? Mo na siya ang z table. So nabantayan ninyo. Okay? Maklaro ba? So sige. Sa z table, we already know that our which is our z sub 1, which is unsay equivalent ani niya. So ang pag-present ani niya kay nin anion. P, which Z less than negative 0.5, which is approximately, okay? How to use the table? Please makinig kayo. Okay, how to use this table? Unta maklaro, no? So mabantayan ninyo, color yellow na lang nako. Mabantayan ninyo is that negative 0.5. So therefore, sa z nimo na atay paana, it means pasabot ani kung 1 example, 1 point example ha, ang ginapangita nato kay negative 31 negative 31.03. So muna itong gipangita dire. So ang pagsabot lang ana, so unsa daw ni siya na mga number. So negative 3.0, so pangitaw na to. Kani sa atong unahon. Kani. Kanisa kay diri man na siya makita sa vertical line. Negative 3.0 o dara. And then naamay 3. Negative 3.03. So mangita kag 3. So dara. So therefore, mao ni ang iyahang equivalent na number. Okay, mo na ang iyahang standard normal cumulative which is makita nimo dire. Okay? So, example, negative 1 daw. Then wala siya decimal. Therefore, negative 1 kanina. Kay 0 naman. So, hinanara na siya pag-interpret. Okay? So, let's go. So, erase na to. So, klarohon lang na to na 50 na siya. Okay, let's go. So, nababantayan ninyo, negative 0.5. Negative 0, oops, dara. Negative 0.5. So, wala na may sumpay. Wala na siya sumpay. Wala na 1, 2, unsa pa dira. No? Automatic, ang equivalent ana, dire ka mag-base. Kaya wala naman siya number na ibutang dire na 1, na 2, na 3, 4, 5, hantod dikto mahuman. So, which means 0 naman na siya. Therefore, kani imong gamiton. So, isumpay lang na nimo og kani. Therefore, this is your equivalent sa kani na number. Okay? Which is 0.3085. Okay? So, therefore, approximately dahil ni siya sa 0.3085. Okay? So, ana lang na siya. Nagsabtan. So, next na pod. Approximately sa 1.2. So, positive 1.2 o wala. So, i-delete sa dahil nato ni. Kaya wala banday diri nato makita. Which is adto ta diri. Basig na adere. Duha ba na ka table, positive ug negative? So sa diri sa ta sa positive. Okay, padayon ta. Positive 1.2. 1 okay dara. 1.2 which is wala na siya number. Right? Wala na siya number kasunod sa 2. Kanina kong gamiton. So, pila man. So, mo na siya. Therefore, approximately 0.8849. Okay? So, inala lang paggamit sa table. Nasabtan. First, kung sa nimo, gamitan nimo z-score. And then, once nakuha na nimo ang result sa z-score, which is equivalent siya kanina table, sa z-table. Okay? So, nga ako ipakita sa inyo ha, which is gisend ako sa messenger. So, nga diri tanan, unta i-print ninyo nino. Kaya nga diri ang negative tanan, and then i-print po ninyo tong isa Ay kanila lang na negative diri na apoy positive diri also. Okay? So dili na mo mawala. Sabtan. Okay, let's now continue how to solve this one. Okay? So tama pag cluster jud ani is P Z less than negative 0.5, which is approximately 0.3085, and the other one is P Z less than 1.2, copy lang ni sila, approximately 0.8849. Okay, so yun na ang pag plus star. And then excuse me, after that, so we use the formula again. We use the formula. The formula is that okay, the formula is that so mabantayan ninyo dire step 2, gihimo niya is P 45 less than X less than 62, which is gikuha ang 45 dara and 62 kay nga naman between man siya. Okay, after ana is equal to P negative 0.5 less than Z and less than 1.2. Okay, so equal to P Z less than 1.2 minus P Z less than minus 0.5, which is equivalent to 0.8849 minus 0.3085, which is nakuha ninyo ni sa table. So moagi pa jud mo gin-ani no, pero para sa ko diretso na gud ano kung sa result ani i-minus na lang ani. Okay? And then therefore is 0.5764. So the probability of the range, which is also equal to 57.64%. So the probability of the range is that 57.64%. Again, the probability that X assume a value between 45 and 62 in the given normal distribution with the mean of 50 and the standard deviation of 10 is 57.64%. So inana lang na siya pag-interpret. Okay? So nasabtan. First step is kani ang gamito na formula. Kung between, therefore duwa imong x, dira siya. Then once nakuha na nimo, negative ni siya no. Once nakuha na nimo ang result ani nila, i-add nimo sa z table. Okay? Z table, which is makuha nimo dire. Pag ana, once na identify nimo, i-minus nimo, which is i-convert into percent. So mo na siya ang answer. Therefore, find the probability that x, again, find the probability. When we say probability, which is a percent, which is 0.5. Okay? 0.5. Kaya diba ang probability sa probability? 0 hantod 1 lang man, di ba? 0 to 1. So therefore, 0.5, which is pasok siya. And i-convert mo na into percent, which is ang probability is 57.64%. Okay? Ang mga between ng mga scores sa 45 to 62. So, 57.64% DI out of 100. Sa 45 to 62 ang mga data gikan sa 45 to 62 na scores. Okay? So, ana na siya. So, forgive my kung ano kay giubo jud ko. So, okay, erase. Basta kuan ko ba mag-recording kay mag-ubo-ubo ko. Again, the first step gani unsa gitong first step, second step, third step, and fourth step. Sa ganito ang first step is tanawon sa nimo ang problem. Kung between gani kato imong gamiton z-score, no? Pangitaon nimo ang z sub 1 o z sub 2, which is ang z sub 1 mo ni ang 45, z sub 2 mo tong 62. Once nakita nimo, gamit kag z table, no? Pag once na gamitan nimo ang z table, which is pwede nimo i-represent into like this para standard ang pag-solve. So approximately, so pila tong table ani, no? Pila ang z table. Then P, duwa man daw na sila, 45 ug 62. So ang isa kay 1 point. So 1.2. So pag guman ana, na-convert na nimo, gigamitan nimo z table, then that's the time na pwede na kamo gamit og formula, which is ginaingon diri na formula is that the formula is that probability of the range, which is P z1 less than z, then less than z2, and then equal to P z less than 2 z2 minus P z less than z1. So diba mo man na, and then once nakuha na nimo ang answer which is i-convert into percent. So that's why makuha na nimo ang probability. Okay? So ana lang, first step, identify the problem. Second step, use the table to find your z2, to find this number, no, to find this amount and this amount based on the z table. After that, i-minus nimo gamit ang kanina formula. Pagkauman ana, then convert mo into percent. Okay, nasabtan. So therefore, ang graph da ay ato is that ana siya, and then 86.2 og 71.8, which is naka-shade ni siya diri na area kay between man. So nga na siya mga number dira. Okay? So inana ang pag-graph niya. Okay? So di ba ang ato ang mean kay 50. So mo na siya. Inana ang ihang graph. Nasa tunga kay between man. Okay? So let's go to the another example. As you can see here, that given the normal distribution with the mean of 30 and the standard deviation of 50, find the probability that x assume value greater than 362. Again, greater than. So wala na between, nahitabo, no? Greater than na diretsyo. So greater than 362. Okay, so first step, use the formula, which is z1, Then pila gani ato ang x, which is greater than 362. So 362 minus ato ang mean, which is 300, divided by the standard deviation of 50. So z1 is equal to, use calculator, 362 minus 300 is equal to 62 divided by 50, which is 1.24. 1.24. Okay? So, ang 1.24, convert this into Z table, which is, pila? So, any idea? Tanawa na ninyo sa dito sa table. Pila to? 1.24. So, reason sa nato ni para mas maklaro. $1.24. Okay. Mabantayan ninyo dire. Dirita sa positive. So, therefore, 1.24, di ba? 1.24. So, mag-start sa ka sa 1.2 pa, inani, 1.2 o dara, 1.2. Then, 4, pangita kag 4 dire, which is dara. So, therefore, is 0.8925. Remember, 0.8925. So, approximately 0.89 kalimot jud 25. So, it means that the graph of this one is normal curve, and then ang z niya, which is kani, muna siya ang 1.24, no? So, muna siya ang graph niya. Dili na ang between kay nga sa tunga. Karon from the word greater than, it means positive. So, move ka diri sa diri above. Then ang kani manggod diri kay negative manggod ni. So, diri ka above man. Okay? Or greater than. And then, so the problem is that find the probability that x assume value greater than 362. So p x greater than 362, nganong nin-ani man ang dagway, kanawa ang problem. Find the probability x, your x here, assume value greater than 362. So, katong mga x na mas dako pa sa 362, which is kinani ang dagway niya. Okay? Nasabtan. Pagkauman ana, is equal to p z less than 1.24, and then 1 minus p z less than 1.24. Ngano mag minus 1 man ko, di ba? Kabalo na tadaan sa probability, which is kani siya, no, 8925. Ang pangutana manggod is pila daw tong find unsa daw tong mga probability or percent that x assume greater than 362. So, we know already that kaning 362 naa siya 1.24. And kaning 1.24 is that equivalent sa z table, which is 8925. So, pila da itong probability na mga x na mas dako sa 362. So, ang nabilin day aning kanina amount, which is i-minus nimo sa 1. Because 1 is represent as 100%. So, 100% minus 0.8 or 100% minus 89.25% or 1 minus 0.8925. So, let's go. Enough for talking. So, 1 minus 0.8925, therefore, is equal to 0.1075. So, i-percent nimo na 10.75%. Therefore, find the probability that x assume a value greater than 365. Therefore, the probability is 10.75%. Kay katong mga number na below sa 362 na mga data which is nagrepresent siya 89.25%. So ang the rest dai ato na mas dako pa sa 362 which is 10.75%. So the probability that x assume a value greater than 362 is the given normal distribution with the mean of 300 and a standard deviation of 50, approximately 10.75%. So, inana lang pag-interpret. Okay? Nag-gets siya. So, ang pag-answer. So, another example here. Okay. Zig merchandise or Paul merchandise para mas masabta sell a Christmas light bulb hapit ng December no that have a length of life that is normally distributed with the mean equal to 800 hours and the standard deviation of 40 hours. Find the probability that bulbs burns between again na ay between so kabalota ang curve ay ana na ara pa na ana ra day ang curve ana no kung between pero kung greater than ang graph ana in ana kung less than ang graph ana nga ra diri so ana lang na siya pag-interpret okay so nabantayan nato diri find the probability so unsa daw tong mga bulb na mo lasting sa 778 hours to 834 hours so pila daw ang probability ato unsa daw sila kadaghanan sa the rest as a whole no we know already that our mean which is also denoted by these symbols which is 800 my mistake 800 hours and our standard deviation which is also denoted by this one which is 40 hours so naaday mga bulb kasagaran sa ilang central tendency is 800 hours jud no ang standard na hours na magdugay ang bulb okay and then ang standard deviation niya ang kalagyo is for tag 40 ang isa ka standard deviation is equivalent to 40 again 1 SD positive SD which is 40 hours kung 2 SD which is 40 plus 40 which is 80 hours kung 3 SD ka which means 40 plus 40 plus 40 which is 120 hours so inana kakalagyo no kung negative man lang kung negative kunuhay ni so mag minus ka na minus 40 minus 80 and minus 120 hours okay so inana pasabot na ng one standard deviation mga standard deviation nato so right now ang ginapangita is find the probability so use the pila to ang z duha ka z right the z1 and the z2 no ang z1 nato which is 78778 ang isa nato ka z kay 834 no minus the mean which is 800 minus the mean and divide by 40 which is our standard deviation okay the result is 778 minus 800 which is negative 22 divided by 40 which is negative 0.55 the other one is 834 minus 800 divided by 40 which is 0.85 so double check right now is gamiton day nato na kato na formula, which is P and the Z1 or the your X, no? Diretso na lang ta. Your 778 less than X less than 800. Ganong 9 man siya kay again between, basta between. Then is equal to P. So kani god guys. Tanaw ninyo na sa inyuhang Z table. Okay? But first, i-plaster sa nato ang mga data. Minus 0.55, then less than Z, less than 0.85. So therefore is equal to, so pila man ang Z table ani? Pila ang Z table? Ha? Any idea? So try daw ninyo pangita. So diri ta mangita no. Sa layo kaayo. Sige lang, laban lang. So ang unaw natong pangita is kani, which is your Z2 no, kani which is 0.85. 0.85. Okay, erase nato na. So your Z2 is 0.85, right? So mangitag 0.8. So unahon sa 0 ning 0.8 ha, unahon sa ninyo. Ayaw sa unahan ning 5. Kani sa unahan 0.8. 0.8 dara. Then that's the time gamiton nimo ang 5 para sa second decimal places, which is diri mo makita. So therefore, so 80 point 80 point, which is 0.8023. So the other one, so 0.8023. So 0.8023 minus, so negative 0.55. So negative, tanaw nato dire. So i-adjust sa nato ni, i-adjust para makuha nato ang negative. Pila ito? Negative 0.55. O, negative 0.5. O, dara. Again, negative 0.55, which is ang unahon sa nimo is ang kaning 5. Mo ni siya, no? And then another 5 dara. So i-align lang na siya. So therefore this is your Z table, 0.2912 minus 0.2912. So use your calculator. 0.8023 minus 0.2912, which is pila man, which is 0.5111. So pwede po nga na siya 1 dira, pwede po din animbo po nga og 1. Okay, so therefore the probability is 51.11%. So how to interpret this again? So to interpret this, the probability that, again, the probability that X assume a value between 778 hours and 834 hours in the given normal distribution with the mean of 800 hours and the standard deviation of 40 hours, and we have the approximately of 51.11%, the probability. find the probability that is the bulk. So, ang graph niya, kani siya. Muna siya. Okay? So, this is your answer. Next video, we will going to solve the linear regression and correlation. Thank you.